From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, the green flowing mountain to the south there by the shore. She's a mighty tall and handsome, and she's known quite well by all. She's a combination of a Wabash Cannonball. Well, she came down from Birmingham one cold December day, and she rode into the station. You could hear all the people say, there's a girl from Tennessee, she's long and she's tall. She came down from Birmingham on the Wabash Cannonball. Well, the eastern states are dandy, so people always say, from New York to St. Louis and Chicago, by the way, from the hills of Minnesota where the rippling waters fall, no changes to be taken on the Wabash Cannonball. And Houston, Daddy Paxton, may his name forever stand and always be remembered round the courts of Alabama. His earthly race is over and the curtain around him falls. We'll carry him to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. They'll listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodland through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear that lonesome hobo's call. You're traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. You're traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Hey, how you doing out there, Guitar Heroes? All right, we got an oldie but a goodie, Wabash Cannonball. Of course, this is one of those traditional songs. Nobody knows really who wrote it. Evidently, it is associated with the great Rock Island route, and I think that might be from St. Louis to Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, which they mention in the third verse. Evidently, according to Wiki, Carter family recorded it in 1929, and then Roy Acuff made a hit out of it in the 30s. I guess first recorded in 1936. So these are the lyrics and the pattern that Roy uses in that original recording. Okay, well, it's pretty much a straight 3-chord song, and it probably doesn't matter what chords you use. I've seen it probably just about in every key. This is a nice simple version in G, C, and D. All the verses are exactly the same, and there's 5 of them. So not too tough. I started out with just a little intro, just basically going through the same chords. G, using the 4-finger G. And then I'm going to use a C add 9 by keeping my 2 fingers here and then bringing these 2 fingers down from the G, 1 string. And then in this case, then you got to have your thumb up here because you don't want to get that big E in there. So let's start over. C, back to G, and D, I'm using a suspended 4, so I've still got the little finger in the same spot. So in this case, I'm trying to make it real easy. Keep these 2 fingers in the same spot for the whole song. And then I'm going to go back to C, and then go back to G. So something like this. We start off with G. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific seashore. Now we're going to go to D. From the green, and the D I believe starts on a green. From the green of flowing mountains to the south out by the shore, back to G. She's a mighty tall and handsome, known quite well by all. C, D, C, let's see. Combination on the Wabash Cannonball. Now the interesting thing about that, and the reason I hesitate is because sometimes you have to figure out which word now does that chord change happen on. And in the second line, it's a couple of words in, and this last line is right on the first one. So just kind of something to keep in mind, especially if you're following along with a chord lyric sheet and something doesn't quite sound right. It's a good chance that the chord changes on a different word. Okay, so just kind of something to keep in mind. So we'll go through one more real quick. Actually, the last verse is the one that Johnny Cash and others use as a chorus. So then they stick that in between each one of the 5 verses, or the 4 verses if you don't count that one. G. Well, listen to the jingle, rumble and the sea roar. As she glides, as the D glides across the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore, back to G. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear that lonesome vocals call C. D, you're traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. And then we'll just repeat the last line. We're traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. All right, so let's take a look and see if we've got a strumming pattern here, and we'll kind of get a little view as far as the speed of the strumming. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, from the green and flowing mountain south out by the shore, she's a mighty tall and handsome man. Oh, she's the combination of Wabash Cannonball. So, pretty much a medium to fast-paced strumming pattern, up and down with a little emphasis on the down pattern. Lifting these fingers up and down to give it a little bit more emphasis, and then a little bit of palm muting, dragging my palm just to give it a little bit more rhythm. Then this finger can come up on, just like this one can come up. Good way to end when you're playing on a C and a G and a D is either to take the C chord and do a back to a G real quick at the end, or the D chord will work too. Either one of those works. And at the end of this, we'll just do the last line. You can kind of hear what I'm talking about. You're traveling through the jungle on the Wabash. We're on the D chord. Cannonball. CG, I'm sorry. Always a good way to end things. All right, well, I hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy out there. Wabash Cannonball by Acuff, 1936. See you next time.